My name is DigitalYOu. I come from Greece and I am a youth worker, a facilitator and a trainer. In 2022, we have established Move It, which is a non-profit civil partnership located in Thessaloniki, Greece. And we're doing activities, initiatives and different events related to young people in an effort to reflect their needs and let's say empower them to bring some positive change to society. I'm president of Connect International. Connect is a Brussels-based international network of organizations. It is formed with a mission to create innovative European projects to ensure mainstreaming of digital rights and digital agenda with young people and other active citizens. More or less, we work towards bringing humanity into the digital world. Actually, it is an interactive platform which provides four different functions. It is a very useful tool as a platform for youth organizations and youth workers to be able to, let's say, advance work on the digital sphere, but also provides educational resources, not only on how to get the most out of the platform, but also how to advance your digital work overall. So the four functions that the platform hosts are the virtual office. I mean, it's more or less self-explanatory, but the virtual office is a 360 environment that simulates a virtual office, simulates a real-life office, which is very engaging and very interactive. And youth organizations and youth workers can actually customize it, tailor it according to their needs. It entails all the specific aspects of youth work, of daily work that youth organizations are doing in their everyday life, from how to manage finances, from how to coordinate and manage projects, co-creation, let's say, tools, and all of these are incorporated as hotspots, let's call them this way. So each hotspot reflects one specific aspect of our daily work. So when we're working remotely, instead of just having million tabs opened in our computer, having million icons and trying to find where is the meeting link that we have for the team, where is the agenda, where is the task management that we need to do. Everything now can be, let's say, included in the same workspace, where the people can enter, the team members can enter, they can find everything collected there, and they can facilitate the remote work and cooperation much more easily. And all of this in a very engaging and interactive interface, which allows the user to move around the space with their mouse, simulating the real life experience of walking around the room, the office. And this is the same approach applies also to the other functions. So second function is the virtual seminar room. So instead of just hosting some event, some activity, some initiative online in some regular meeting platform like Zoom, like Google Meet or whatever exists, now you have the ability to integrate all the elements that you want for your activity and also incorporate some fun and engaging elements such as, I don't know, icebreakers and getting to know each other activities. Incorporate everything in this room, give access to your participants before the room so they can, let's say, boost up their motivation a little bit, explore what is supposed to be there as you can integrate your resources, the material that is going to be used, etc., etc. So whatever you would do on a real life, on an in-person activity, you can now do it on this function with virtual reality element, which allows again the user to move around the room, use different hotspots, also use the breakout rooms, have nice breaks, listen to some nice music. So different kinds of elements that can make the online event more interactive, more engaging, more attractive, more motivating and stimulating for the participant. So this was the second function. The third is the online fair. It's a virtual fair room, which copies exactly the physical space fair that would happen. Different stands, up to 50 organizations can customize their own stand, add their elements, add their profiles, add their best practices, and also give the possibility to the visitors, let's say, to book one-on-one meetings with them and get to know each other a bit more. It's really fun and engaging. It is more organized, as you can move through this whole virtual space with your mouse and visit different stands, choose what you're interested more in, and even foster collaboration and support the networking process. And the final function is the e-volunteering function. So this is the new addition on the platform, and actually it supports the management and interaction with volunteers that are working remotely for your organization. It's again in the same spirit of having the hotspots with different activities. It's a whole new room with new graphics, with new interface, and you can give access to your e-volunteers and make sure that you coordinate them more easily when being remotely, as well as giving them the chance to self-organize themselves and get this sense of ownership when working online. This supports a lot the team spirit, which is a bit tough, let's say, to lift up when we're working remotely through a computer and we don't have a lot of in-person interaction. So yeah, that is our proud baby, this 4-functional platform, which is free to use for youth organizations as long as they register there. And this allows them also to be part of the big DigitalYOu community, as there is a community there where you can explore, you can find different partners, allow other people, other organizations explore your own profile. And also there is a forum there to discuss different topics related to youth work and digital youth work, to invite partners, to promote your events, your results, as well as a news section to raise visibility of your activities and your results on digital youth work. This tool, with all the elements that it incorporates, has raised the engagement, the level of engagement of the participants in different kinds of activities. Digital performance overall has advanced, but also they have built this confidence, let's say, that okay, now I know how it works, but even if I don't know how it works exactly, I know where to go to learn a few tips, a few tricks, and make my life easier. So I think that overall this is the impression that we have collected from our users so far. Our purpose was to provide a self-learning resource so that people can learn by doing online. So actually we incorporated the pure essence of non-formal education learning, which is happening in the traditional in-person way, into the online format. And we try to also cover the needs of different types of learners. So we have for visual learners, we have for more people who are more for reading and understanding, people who are more from playing and different types of learning methodologies. So the main competencies that somebody can gain out of this, it can range from technical skills, how to use it, how to do it easy, not how to use the platform only, but how to use different tools that can advance my digital presence as a youth worker, as a youth organization. Number two, it can go to how to make things more interactive, how to engage participants, how to keep the motivation high throughout the online activity where normally this decreases, and how to make them create also this team spirit, which is hard to do sometimes online. And it can lead to the online etiquette, how we behave online, what is the acceptable and non-acceptable behavior. what are the team rules that should apply, or how to even address conflict online when this appears, when things can escalate quick and maybe you cannot as well control it so easy. And of course, the major competence that can be acquired is this related to ethics, digital safety, and privacy online. I think the main challenge, although it might sound contradictory, is plurality. Because this digital shift was so sudden and it created the need to invent new ways, new forms of participating, of interacting. And this led to this waterfall of new initiatives, new tools, new platforms, some of them very similar to one another, competing which would prevail in the digital sphere. So I think that this plurality that we have benefited but also suffered from in the past 5-6 years was the main challenge that we had to face, because we had to persuade our audience, but this is not yet another tool that does the same. And this was the reason why, when we were doing our strategic plan on how to develop this platform, but also how to promote it and raise visibility and persuade the target group that this is really useful and they should try it, was that we did not want to invent yet another tool. So yes, we provide the option to have virtual meetings, but we did not invent a new virtual meeting tool. Instead, we made a thorough research on the existing tools. We collected the most effective and most easy and most practical. We compared these, let's say, practical tools. We provided this comparison table, let's call it like this, to the users, and we allowed them to choose whatever they want and embed it in the platform. So the users don't have to learn something from scratch. They can use whatever they have been more familiar with and what works for their work and embed it in the platform, yet they still have it all collected in one place. But the good news is that we used our own product to present our own product. I don't know if this makes sense. So we used the online fair, let's say, collected 50 different organizations. And in this online fair, we gave them the one chance to understand how this works and also present the other functions. So they very well had a first glimpse of what this offers. And once you really understand that this is to facilitate your work and not to impose a new working style like all the rest that exists in the market, this was the way we switched the perception of the target group. I think although it doesn't always apply to our field of youth work, the most important thing is market analysis rules, because we all have the urge to support, to help, to provide something new, but sometimes we fail in the sense that we don't explore thoroughly what exists already. What are the results of what exists in order to invent the new idea and to build up on it. So I think that the most important thing when establishing a new practice is understanding the landscape, what is already there, and if what is already there doesn't work, why it didn't work. What are the voids? What are the elements? Because maybe you start with an idea and when you see what exists, you can even transform it, shift it, or make it in a way that maybe detaches from your initial idea, but still is much better and it reflects more the needs. And this leads me to the second recommendation, which is about understand the audience, what they really need, what they have, what they do, and what they need, if they need anything. So you cannot establish a new practice unless you make sure that you understand your audience, and the biggest the audience, the better the results. And I'm not talking only in terms of numbers, but I'm talking in terms of diversity. Because when you create a new tool, a new resource, a new best practice, wannabe best practice, you have to listen to the voices and adjust to the needs, or at least create something that is flexible and can be adjusted to the needs of a great variety of target groups. You don't always have to create something from scratch. Maybe you already have something prepared and you can advance it and reach it, make it even bigger, and build up on some achievement that you already had. We dealt with this challenge as well, because they were a bit, I would say, intimidated in the beginning, hesitant also, and a bit frustrated when they first had, some of them, when they first had to explore the platform, register on the platform, customize their stand digitally, completely in the online fair. So in order to support them in the process, we more or less established this help line, you know. We had this open channel of communication, and we tried to provide different ways of support on how to do it, to make them feel safe in the very first steps. And once they grasped the idea, that flew like the wind. So everyone can use the platform, and this is something that I can say. It is free to use, it is accessible, it exists in different languages now, translated fully, 5 or 6 if I'm not mistaken, together with English, of course, for no non-existing translations, and it will be translated in even more languages in the future. It is very easy to use. You have all your time and also privacy to customize your own offices, let's say, as you wanted. It doesn't matter what is the type of audience you're addressing. It doesn't matter what is the main vision and mission that you have. It doesn't matter if you are a big scale or a small scale organization, if you are new or old, if you have a premises, like physical premises, or you don't. It doesn't matter in which country you are located, if you are EU member state or non-EU member state, in Europe continent or in non-Europe continent. So it's totally open and free for everyone, and it is a very useful tool that I would definitely promote and suggest to everyone that wants to feel free and empowered when delivering digital youth work.